Yes, yes.
Yo, yo.
Now you can hear us.
Hello.
Yeah, we're back. Look at people going, yeah, we knew straight away. We knew it was on mute straight away. Hence why we weren't, like, talking to you. You know what I mean? If we were sat here going on a full conversation and that, then, yeah, then I'd be worried, innit? But, yeah, sometimes the mics disconnect. The Irish NPC, unprofessional, mate. If you came to this channel and expected professional stuff, you definitely went to the wrong City YouTuber.
It's the wrong place. Yes, guys, how we doing, man? Man City agree £11 million fee for Gomez. City is finally signing a left-back. It's time to party. This is big news, man. I mean, this has been something we've been waiting for a long, long time. Longer than a striker. I mean, this is big news, guys. How are we feeling about it?
I know. Last night, when we seen it, because we were doing our tier 3, we was doing our Xtra Club watch long last night when we seen all this popping off, and I was gassed last night. I was like, honestly, legit, I was just like, I can't believe we're actually signing left back. Like, do you know what I mean? It's about time we're signing left back. And yeah, this is it. This is it. Now, it's a weird one because we don't know if it's going to be our left back. Do you know what I mean? We are signing left back, but we don't know how long he's going to be here for. Apparently, Pep Guardiola is going to watch him in training and stuff, which is big. He gets to see whether he can make it or not, and if he makes it, then buzzing. I mean,
yeah, it's a mad situation.
But we are in the market for another one.
We are in the market for another one. But yeah, it's a mad situation. So just to confirm, guys, Man City will pay an initial £11 million for Sergio Gomez. That fee could rise to £16.9 million if all the add-ons are met. And elect also have a 15% sell-on clause. And this is the maddest part about it. Sergio Gomez will now be watched in training by Pep Guardiola in the next sort of next week or two, and then we will decide whether or not he'll be loaned out to Girona. So it's insane pressure for him. You know, I mean, he's basically got 2 weeks now to make an impression on Pep Guardiola about whether or not he stays with the first team this season or whether or not he goes to Girona. It's a madness.
I also think that if we sign a left back, I think he'll go regardless.
Yeah, people have been saying, like, what happens to Wilson Esbrand if we sign another left back on top of Gomez? And, you know, it does become a little bit tricky there. You know what I mean? One of them's not going to get that much game time. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. The next couple of weeks we'll find out, obviously, because, like I say, if he's going to be loaned out to Girona, it's got to be done by the end of August. So, you know, we're already a third of the way through the month already. So it
depends if we sign another one, innit? If we sign another left back or not, that's what it all depends on. And obviously, things are popping off today about more left backs, which kind of says that we are going big. We've got, do you know what I mean? The list is kind of there. The shortlist of the left backs are kind of there. We're kind of seeing where City are going for. And so it's interesting. It's going to be basically it's good. It's good because this next few weeks will be hype within the midst of all the football that's going on for the rest of the month. We've got exciting news about left backs to come. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ait Nouri's been shouted, Renan Lodi's been shouted. There's loads of people like that. Basically, Guerrero, yeah, the guy the only year left, and now literally not just now, but 20 minutes ago, bro. Apparently, Pep Guardiola loves Renan Lodi, and this is from Matteo Moretto, but the player's got a release cost 120 million.
Yeah, I've seen that, but apparently Atletico Madrid need cash. So they would be willing to obviously negotiate that fee, and
yeah, because I'm sure he doesn't start for them either, or like you know what I mean. It's a bit mixed for them. I could be chatting shit about that, but yeah, that's an interesting one. I like that, you know. I like that Renan Lodi thing. Do you know what I mean? If Pep likes it, I'm all for it. I think it's funny as well because for so long, me and you, bro, have been saying like, nah, we ain't gonna sign people like this. Keep these guys' names out of the chat because we ain't gonna sign anyone like this. And then look at the names that I get inspired about. Now, Ait Nouri also is someone that is on the short list of people. Obviously, if people have been shouting him from Wolves for time, again, we both said it's too much money. We probably won't be able to get him either. But I think it looks like City are willing to pay the cash if we value him at that. And I guess that says more about the Cucurella deal than anything itself, because it shows that we didn't value Cucurella at the price that he went for. But we could value these other left backs higher?
Lodi's an interesting one. He's only 24 years old, contracted until 2025. Does have a big release clause. However, he doesn't start for Atletico Madrid. He only played 1,700 minutes last year for Atletico Madrid, and he had no injuries. So yeah, obviously he's out of favour at the moment with Atletico Madrid. If City obviously like him, apparently Pep Guardiola loves Lodi. Maybe City could do some sort of deal. It's very difficult for Atletico Madrid to say, it's 120 million because it's his release clause when he doesn't even start for you. You know what I'm saying? So if City do go in there with a bid for 50 to 60 million, will they accept it? Possibly. We have said, to be fair, that City could do this. City could pay the big cash if they think that the value's there, and if they think that Lodi is worth the money, then they would pay it. But I don't know, man. I'm still of the opinion that we probably won't go for that type of play, and we'll get someone a bit cheaper. But if Lodi is available for what City consider good value, still young, still can develop, then maybe they will pull the trigger on it and splash a bit of cash on him.
Yeah, I mean, it still seems cash. It still seems cash money. I think we'd still have to pay a bit, but do you know what I mean? If Pep Guardiola likes him, do you know what I mean? Trust in Pep and Pep's view on him. I know people will obviously say he can't defend because that's the way it goes with these kind of things. Lagan Coward of 449 says, here we go. Yes, we did actually get the here we go last night on this, and it's all popping off now. I think the medical is already booked in, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's a City player, do you know what I mean, holding the shirt and stuff by the end of the week. It's interesting. He could legit be in the squad for the weekend if things all go rapidly. It
could. Just by the way, back on Lodi for a second. There is a little bit of contradiction on the release clause. Matt Moretto saying it's 120 million, but there are a number of other sources saying it's 60 million euros.
Someone messaged me on Instagram saying it's 50 mil.
Yeah, so it is a little bit of a contradiction here about what exactly is the release clause for Lodi. If it's 50 mil, then City might think that is fair value.
If 50 mil, then we might just jump in at that, because if we think his actual value is higher than that already, what's his transfer market value? I know that they're always skewed anyway.
Transfer market value is 27 million. Yeah, but apparently he wants to leave.
I guess if he's not playing, he probably will want to leave.
Yeah. He probably wants to leave. He only started 13 La Liga games that last season, so I mean that is a shout. I know a lot of you guys in the chat like Lodi, and you've been shouting for him. So maybe there is a chance there that City will come in for Lodi with a £50 million bid. But the main thing at the moment, obviously, we do now have a left back. We got the here we go, as James says there, and City have agreed that deal, 11 million quid for Gomez. It seems like a really low price to me for a guy with the stats and the assists and goals that he got last season, albeit in the Belgian league. It just seems really cheap. He's 21 years old. He still had a couple of years left on his contract. He's come through La Masia at Barcelona. I think City have got a great deal there. And like I say, the downside risk to 11 million quid for a guy that slammed it in Belgium, I mean, you're unlikely to make a loss on this deal. So seems pretty good. And obviously Anderlecht are getting 15% of the pie if City do sell him on, which is decent. So yeah, it's looking good. Massam, yes, says Aït-Nouri would suit Pep's style. I think Aït-Nouri's decent, you know what I mean? And I've looked a little bit more at him, and I do like the way he plays football. I just don't know if City would agree with the value that Wolves would set. If they didn't agree with the value for Cucurella, why would they agree with the value for Aït-Nouri?
If we'd valued Cucurella at 40 mil, and they say, oh yeah, Aït-Nouri goes 50 mil for him, is that how City value Aït-Nouri? Do you know what I mean? Is that a thing? I've seen someone before saying he had a disaster class against Leeds.
Didn't see it, to be fair, so I couldn't answer that question. But yeah, you know, this is good, guys. So let us know your thoughts in the chat. What do you think about this deal? I think it's a cracking deal, cracking price. So get your comments in on Gomez. Is it confirmed? Yes, it is confirmed. We got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano. We're just waiting for the official confirmation from Man City now. But we got the here we go, and obviously it has been rumoured for quite some time, so it is pretty much legit. Whilst you're putting your comments in the chat, just want to let you know that this stream today is sponsored by the guys at Manscaped. Manscaped have got the premium products to help you get clean and shaved down below the waist. Go to manscaped.com, use code Xtra20 for 20% off and free shipping, and you'll be part of the millions of men worldwide who have the clean shave. Yes.
Just on the 11 million pound for Gomez, it could rise to 16.9 million if all add-ons are met. I imagine they're very easy add-ons to obtain. Maybe something with his starting in the first team or something. So we could be looking at it basically rising to around 17 million pound £17 deal. But if it gets to that, then like we always say, add-ons are good because if it does go to that stage, he's probably a starting left back for us, or he's played a lot of games for us. So I'm all for that. Do you know what I mean? I like add-ons in any deal.
Yeah. One voice says Esbrand must be disappointed. No way he's getting in if we sign another left back. What do we think about that then, guys? Obviously we spoke about it, but we touched on it about Wilson Esbrand. What are we thinking about Wilson Esbrand here? Do we think that this would deprive him of minutes? Do we think this is a bad move for his development? Do you think he needs another year in Premier League 2 before he gets pushed into first team minutes, or do you think he needs to be playing first team minutes now? What do you think? Will says he doesn't rate Esbrand. He needs to go on loan, says Dash.
The club might just give him another year in Premier League 2. Because when he injured all last season.
Not all last season.
But he was injured quite a bit.
He had a bit of an injury, yeah.
So if he was injured quite a bit, they might just give him another season in Premier League 2 and then see what he's looked like next year.
Yeah, Ossie says, nice. Loan, he's still raw, he can go on loan. A lot of people saying send him out on loan. Money agrees, yeah, send him out on loan. VT says Esbrand should have been given a chance after his fire pre-season. I think he deserved a chance as well, VT, but... Bit of a split really with the fans at the moment about what we should do with Wilson Esbrand. He's super impressed, didn't he, against Bayern Munich? I mean, he did really, really well in that game, but it doesn't look like he's going to get too many minutes if we get Gomez. The thing is though, we might sign another left back and then Gomez might be loaned out. There's no guarantee that. Look, obviously, Fabrizio's saying he's going to get a chance to impress. Well, if he doesn't impress, he'll be loaned out to Girona. That is what has been agreed. That's what the report is saying. He's going to come into City. He's going to be given an opportunity to train with the first team, and then Pep Guardiola will decide whether or not he needs to go out on loan to Girona or whether he'll stay with the first team. So I guess there is still a chance that he'll go, and then Wilson Esbrand will still be that guy. But don't know.
The thing is, we obviously we see Esbrand playing. Do you know what I mean, when he plays for the team and stuff. We've seen him in pre-season against Bayern Munich, who had a good game. Pep sees this guy week in, week out, in it. So Pep will know whether he thinks he's right to be put into the team. Obviously, as much as we want these players to be put in, like Esbrand and stuff, if Pep thinks he's ready, then surely Pep will use him. Like I say, he might just bring Gomez in and compare the two. He might go, right, we're going to next season. If you're better than Esbrand at this current stage, we're going to use you.
Yeah.
But if not, then we're going to send you out on loan and we're going to use Esbrand. That's the smartest way of going about it. And at least then we have options. Do you know what I mean? He's sending it to Girona. Do you know what I mean? And he's clearly still happy about that. So I think that's the best way to go about this deal. It's making everything fine. Like, and then obviously we are still going in front of a left back.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting one.
We're going from having no depth to potentially being stacked.
Yeah, which is what we kind of need. It's good to obviously have depth and a squad that's built. These are the current links then, according to Mike McGrath, bro. Reinhard Nori, Renan Lodi, Rafael Guerreiro and Borna Sosa. We've not really spoke too much about Rafael Guerreiro. And there has been a couple of links, and Paul Ballas said a couple of weeks ago that we was looking at Rafael Guerreiro. And obviously he does only have one year left on his deal. So it might be a potential option for City to get him in on the cheap. Played at obviously a high level there for Borussia Dortmund. I guess that's what you're on about, Sir Alan. Yes, coming in with the 8. Any news on the lad from Dortmund? Well, yeah, I mean, Paul Ballas said a couple of weeks ago that City were interested and were looking at Guerreiro from Dortmund. And then, according to Mike McGrath, he is on the list. Lodi, Rafael Guerreiro will be cheaper than Lodi. I think he'll be cheaper than Nori. I think he'll be probably around the same price as Borna Sosa. However, Guerreiro has played at a higher level than Borna Sosa. So, don't know, it's a bit of an interesting one, guys. What do you think about Guerreiro? It could be a potential option.
I mean, I've seen loads of people in the chat before putting his name and stuff, saying that is something that's basically an option that we can go down. He's 28 years old. I guess that's what's the issue. On the other ones, they're a bit younger. So Alan there again with the 3 yes says this lad is a punt. So it might, like I say, it might be something that the club want to take a punt at. Do you know what I mean? We've got Cancelo, got Guerreiro behind him, and then you've got someone like Gomez or Wilson Esbrand as your backup.
Yeah. Guerreiro again didn't really play that much last year. He had a couple of injuries, keeping him out. He only played 2,100 minutes, but he did still play quite a lot of football. Had a torn muscle fibre. Had a few muscle injuries there as well. Let me have a look at his injury record, because last season seemed to be destroyed by injury. So, oh God, jeez. What? He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 injuries last year. The year before he had 1, 2, 3, 4. The year before he had 1, 2. Yes.
So he's biscuits.
He's
Hence why he's a backup.
Yeah, he doesn't get major injuries. His worst injury was the torn muscle fibre, and that was nearly a year ago. He was out for a month, but since then he has had a couple more injuries here or there, but it's always just been a week or so. So that might be something that City might be a little bit concerned about, his injuries, but I feel like everyone that we look at these days has just got mad injury records. It's kind of mad.
Yeah, it feels like that. Maybe that's our type. That's Tiki type. 13-year-old kid with tattoos, mate. You got to do better than that. Says Diaz from Benfica is a shout for left back. Didn't know Benfica had a left back called Diaz. Got to do better than that, mate. You've not left it long enough, is what you've not done there. KDB says, I don't rate Gomez. Plus, Manchester United want a new owner and also want Javi Hernandez back. What? I don't think they want Javi Hernandez back. I've seen Javi Hernandez talking about them. They definitely want a new owner. And I guess it's hard for some people to rate Gomez because not a lot of people have seen him play.
Yeah.
Hard to rate him. I guess
not many people are watching the Belgian league, isn't it?
Plus, give him a fresh start when he comes into City.
Yeah.
Basically, don't think about what's happened. Just like you should do with most players, to be honest. But just give him a fresh start when they come to City and let them see how they work. Do you know what I mean? See what happens with him. We've seen a few highlight videos, me and Lewis, and I think he looks decent. He looks very good going forward. So, but you know what I mean? I guess you can only make your mind up once you've seen him play.
Yeah, but Sky Sports News are also reporting that Rafael Guerreiro is on the City list, as well as Borna Sosa. So it looks like the list that's going round is legit. They are the players that City have on the list. It's just kind of weird. It's kind of strange how we're in this situation where we have this list and no one actually knows who the main target is. It is a little.
I think it's a spread target. So basically, we go for all of them, and then see which ones fail or which ones don't meet the valuation, and then we can just pick and choose of the ones that have said yes. Basically, we copy and paste the same email to every single club and just change the name.
Yeah. Tom Owen with the super chat says the injuries are a Dortmund thing. See Haaland. Yeah, I know Haaland had a fair few injuries as well, Tom. I look good on YouTube, says Alan. I mean,
to be fair, most people look good.
Yeah, but the thing is that's literally the only thing that we've got at the moment. Because like I say, no one's really watching the Belgium league unless you're from Belgium. You know what I mean? So unless you watch that football, that league, or you've seen him in the Europa League or whatever, you've probably never seen him play, and therefore the only thing that we have to go off is YouTube compilations and stats and scouting reports. And to be fair, the scouting report that we read the other day on stream was pretty decent. You know what I mean? It had its pros, it had its cons. His stats were incredible. He's very versatile. He can play anywhere on the pitch, which probably will help him to try and secure a spot in the squad, because obviously sometimes we do get stretched going for all competitions and he might have to play left wing or right back or something like that. That can obviously help if he can do that, and he's used to it. It's a cheap deal. And now you're looking at a potential, bigger name, someone who's a little bit safer in obviously the names that we've mentioned there. And maybe this is probably why it's dragging out a little bit, because maybe City are looking at Lodi. At the end of the day, Lodi's there at Atletico Madrid. He wants to leave. They don't really play him as the first choice. You'd think that they would be willing to do business. The question is, for me, is based on what happened in the Champions League last year, and clearly the unpleasant vibes that happened in the Champions Leagues, in the City versus Atletico game, will they try and be a little bit awkward with us and really try and push out a fee? You know what I'm saying? But then again, if they do, then City might just be like, well, if you're going to do that, we're happy to walk. Yeah. And Lodi wants to leave anyway, so it's not really in your interest to do that.
Yeah, I think it's something that City will probably explore, see what the price is and stuff like that. Just like we've done with Gvardiol, we've seen what the price is for that. I think it's just something. I think City is stuck at the moment between. I said this yesterday or the day before. I think we're stuck between going for a big name and paying a bit more money like Lodi, or going for someone a bit older, do you know what I mean, who's still a bit experienced, someone like Guerreiro, or like someone who's a bit experienced still, but not as big of a name, do you know what I mean, and taking a bit more of a risk on them. And I guess Lodi is still a risk, do you know what I mean, just like any transfer is a risk, but I think we're stuck in two minds of whether to go all out, pay big cash for someone like a Gvardiol or a Lodi or something like that, or go for like the cheaper options. I know you just read that super chat, bro, Tom Owen, saying that Dortmund, the Dortmund injury thing, but that is a legit thing, that, isn't it? Like, Jeremy Gundogan, he was injured bare when he was at Dortmund. Haaland was injured bare when he was at Dortmund. Obviously, touch wood that he doesn't get the same thing here. Mm-hmm. I mean, that Guerrero guy injured bare when he was at Dortmund. What's going on at Dortmund, man?
I have a clue what's going on, really. You know what I mean, I don't know whether it's just an issue with Dortmund's coaching or their
do you remember when Pep was at
staff.
Bayern?
Yeah.
Same thing again. Maybe that Bundesliga's too hard, you know. It's too hard.
Bundesliga hitting different there, guys. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Tinsay with a $5 super chat says we should attempt to get Reece James in the coming years. Also, I have a hope Haaland will win us the Champions League with or without Pep. I agree with both of them points, bro. I think we should try and get Reece James in a few years. I think he's class.
But we need to hope Reece James doesn't sign a new contract.
Yeah.
He needs to basically. Well, I mean, he's got 2 years left or 3 years left.
I think it's 2. Yeah, one of them.
So he needs to run it down. So then City can come in with a bid, and then he can go, yeah, I want to leave. Yeah, that's what we need. What we need.
Just a quick one, guys. For people saying Lodi doesn't start Atletico and he's not that good. He'll be back up. He won't be a starter.
Cancelo will be our starter.
He'll be a backup to Cancelo. So just bear that in mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lodi will be a backup to Cancelo. He's not going to be a starter for Man City.
City aren't going out and looking for a number one left back.
Yeah,
we're going out to look for a backup.
That's right. So maybe we'll spend 60 million on a backup to Gianni. I don't know what we're going to do, man. You know what I mean?
We spent 41 million on Ake, who's fourth choice, not even a backup.
Yeah, but he's clearly on the list. Lodi. Whether we'll go for him or go for someone, maybe City will go to and try and real lowball Lodi. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll try and get him for like 30, 40 million, but you know, and Atletico might accept. They don't play him after all. So for them, it's 30, 40 million for a player that is a backup choice for them. They might think that's great business.
Joe Webb there says Cancelo wouldn't start for Atletico because he's too attacking. Maybe that is something that Lodi has. Maybe he's too good going forward. So they're like, nah, we need someone who's super defensive. You know how Atletico play.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he's falling out of favour.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one, guys. Keep letting us know who you bring in as a left-back choice ahead of Gomez, and your thoughts on Gomez. Do you think he should be loaned out, or do you think he should stay in? Massive shout-out to today's sponsor. It is the guys at Manscaped. It's time to choose cherry or kiwi. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.
Yes. Go check out Manscaped. Use code XTRA20 to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. Don't be a guy with hair below the waist. You know what I mean? Not in this weather. 31 degrees it is in Radcliffe right now. That is a crime. I think this is unsafe work conditions, if you ask me.
Bit of breaking news.
Oh, breaking? How breaking? Not the siren.
Like 16 seconds.
No, I mean nah.
Nahul Farasi is set to join Sao Paulo on loan for Man City. A deal that includes a purchase option for €6 million. Never heard of him in my life.
Never heard of him. That's peak CFG, that.
Yeah, can we do a poll, bro,
yes,
of
can.
the 4 left-backs?
Oh, the Mike McGrath left-backs.
Yeah, the 4 Mike McGrath left-backs, and let the chat decide which one they would get to be competition with Cancelo and Gomez.
It was Lodi, Ait-Nouri, Guerrero and who?
I've lost the thing now.
Okay. Oh, Sosa,
yeah. Dave Tim, yes, I think Gomez will be very good if we keep him around the first team. I think so as well, bro. I think that based on what I've seen, City will make a lot of money on him, and I think that's one of the reasons they've done it. And maybe he'll work out, and maybe he'll come in and slam for us. Who knows? The poll is in the chat, guys. So cast your votes on the poll. Who do you prefer, Lodi, Aït-Nouri, Guerrero, or Borna Sosa? Who do you want City to sign to sort of compete with Cancelo and Gomez?
If they were the four options, like if that was you have to pick one. You got to pick one of them, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, though, Tajana, that is one of the four. You know what I mean? You got to pick one of the four, bro. You can't have none.
Kevin De Bruyne there says, I'd prefer the one proven in the Champions League. And Lodi has played a bit of Champions League, but also hasn't Guerrero played a bit of Champions League?
Guerrero's played Champions League, yeah.
Yeah, so
Guerrero's played plenty of Champions League.
Both Lodi and Guerrero played Champions League.
Lodi and Guerrero both played plenty of Champions League. Sosa's not played any, I don't think. And who's the other one?
I know.
Obviously never played Champions League, so... these are the four, and it'll be interesting to see what City go and do in the coming days. Keep your votes coming in. We've only got 300, so I'll allow a bit more time before we check the final scores there. Ossie says it's all rubbish, to be fair. Might be, bro, but a lot of people are reporting this coming from different sources. So when a lot of different journalists and that report on the same thing, I think you have to take note, brother. You know what I mean? That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, the thing is, we are going to try and sign another left back. Whether or not that bid gets rejected, whether or not City just walk away from it, whether or not Gomez just impresses that much and Pep goes, you know what, this guy's the next best thing, we're keeping him. And we don't need to go for another left back. But I genuinely think we are going to go for a more experienced left back. It just price range is where it's at. Obviously, we know we're being cheap. I say we're being cheap, but we're not really being cheap because we are spending cash.
What's our net spend, man? I'm gonna check it out now, bro.
Aren't we in like plus 200 mil now?
I need to check how much cash the club's got in the bank, innit?
We sold Gabby for 50. We sold Zinchenko for
current season.
We sold
transfers.
Raheem for 50.
So overall balance, net spend of minus 46.4 million. But that does not include Ferran Torres of January.
Which is 50 mil.
So about 100 mil. 100 mil net spend minus, mate. This club has 100 mil sat there in a bank account, plus whatever the original transfer spends were.
Yeah, plus what
which you would have thought would have been 100, 110. My club now, bro, is sat on nearly 200 million pounds.
Well, we've got 200 mil, bro. We just don't want to do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, this club should be dishing it out, man, to the city community, innit? Help us out in these dark times.
They're just sending those bros to get an aircon. That's what it needs to do, innit? City, we know you're watching. Just send us an aircon, please.
Send us an aircon.
And we'll forever be your friend, and we'll forever promote your channel.
Let's have a look at the poll then. 400 votes now. Plenty of people voted, and it is quite a clear winner. Lodi with 43% of the vote. Aït-Nouri with the lowest at 14. Guerrero in third with 21. And the second favourite is Borna Sosa, just edging out Guerrero with 23% of the vote. But the major winner there is Lodi with 43% of the vote there. So City fans clearly know what they want there. Nearly half the stream saying Lodi. I guess it all does depend on price. I think if City could get him in for like 30 to 50 mil, I think they probably would go for it. But because they were willing to spend that on Cucurella, well, nearly that. But if not, if Atletico Madrid are playing silly and saying 60, 70, then that's when they'll start looking at the Guerreros, the Borna Sosas. I don't think Aït-Nouri will ever be done. Because I don't see it. I don't see why City would then agree to buy Aït-Nouri when they didn't agree to buy Cucurella, unless Wolves are like, nah, it's just 30 mil or 25 mil or something. And I don't think Wolves would do that. Not when they've just seen Brighton sell him for 56 million quid.
Unless City's stance has changed after that. And they've kind of shit out a bit. Maybe City's stance have gone, oh no.
That would be very reactionary though from the club, and I don't.
It'd be panic buy, wouldn't it? Yeah. It'd be basically, oh no, we've messed it up. Let's go get Aït-Nouri instead, and let's pay over the price for him.
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
I don't think they do that. I think they'd prefer to save face than do that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So that's why I think we will go for someone that's cheaper.
Just a quick one, by the way. On this is off topic, miles off topic, but Wesley Fofana. Brendan Rodgers said there have been no new proposals for Wesley this week. There have been 2 from Chelsea, but neither came anywhere close to the valuation.
They offered 90 close.
Mil. Yeah, apparently they offered 90 mil, and this guy's saying they came nowhere close.
He contracted until 2027.
Big contract.
So he's dusted anyway. So even if he handed a transfer request, Leicester just goes, nah,
mate. What you on about? Nah. Yeah. It is mad.
Muriel, if Sosa signs for City, Jordan has to shave his head. I don't, mate. But to be fair, in this heat, it does make me want to shave my head.
Joel says, Lodi off the bench versus City last year was scary. I thought he did all right from what I can remember. Obviously, I'm trying to think back and what happened, but I think he played all right against City, Lodi. But
we might be able to unlock a new side. Do you know what I mean? He's chained up in it because he's in the defensive side.
Correct. All these men at Atletico Madrid are all chained up, bro. You know what I mean? They need to come to City and get the attacking flair that we offer him. You know, João Felix ruined his career going there. I've never seen a player ruin their career as much as him. This is where you've got to ask. This is where actually you go, should we sign that player? Because that player was dumb enough to go to that team in the first place. You know, like João Felix. Yeah. Why did João Felix, a young attacking flair prospect, go and play for Diego Simeone? Why would you sign there? Like, I'm asking questions about you for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
But I go back to what you always say, bro. How are these players and agents, if you think you're good enough, why not put him release clauses in? Fofana, why have you not put him release clause, mate? Why have you not done something to basically able yourself to get out? If you think you're good enough, if you think to yourself, I'm going to go to this team, and I genuinely think I'm going to be good enough to be at a first-class team in like 2 years' time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, say a Champions League team in 2 years' time. You need to protect yourself and put it in the contract. Not on these gentlemen's agreements like Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean? You need to protect yourself. Get out of the club.
Yeah. No, completely agree.
That's what Cucurella couldn't do. He couldn't get out of the club unless someone paid it. Like, because he wanted to go City. People might tell you, oh no, Cucurella rejected City. No, he didn't. He wanted to come to City. We rejected paying what they wanted. But if Cucurella had like an out, City might have gone, you know what? We can just activate the release clause. Let's go. You know what? We love release clause.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, bro. Guys, make sure we smash the like on the stream. We're currently on 346 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 400. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. We're currently on 60,322, so I guess 60,500 is our next target. Loads of stuff still to come up on the channel. We're going to be going live again tonight, a bit later on, 10 o'clock, chatting about whatever, you know what I mean? We'll see what's going on in the news world. And then tomorrow, it'll probably turn our focus to pre-game and start doing some previews and stuff.
True that.
So yeah, loads of stuff still to come.
By the way, Christian Radoy, yes. How do I get my badge back? I downgraded from tier 3 to tier 2 as requested, but I've lost my 1 year badge. No. Basically, for people who have done that, it all got refunded in that month. So we kind of made an L by doing that, innit? But I mean, worked for some, didn't work for others. So you just need to rejoin, Christian. That's basically the fix. And you'll get your badge still.
Yes, coming in with a 5. Says, I still believe our hoarding of net spend is about to be Bellingham next summer. I agree. I think we'll go for Bellingham next summer, bro. I think we will. I think Gundogan gone, all out money for Bellingham, and maybe, like you say, maybe that is why we're trying to save big cash. Yeah.
Keeps FFP on our back. Because, bro, getting Bellingham is not a cheap deal. You've got to go pay cash for him.
Yeah.
So we're just preparing that cash.
Nah, completely agree. Right, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm fucking melting it. It's too hot. Fucking heat stroke and that in it. So
FY, it's 31 degrees right now.
Just go away.
And then it's probably even hotter in this shed because this shed just retains heat.
Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching the stream. We'll be back tonight. It's too hot. Give me cool.
Give me cool.
Bye.
Bye.